this review, we have the Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition Ratchet. This Ratchet was from the War for Cybertron game from back in the 2000s and adds to our collection of figures so far that we've gotten Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee. So nice that we're starting to get more of these guys. So looking forward to more coming out. I think Ironhide is going to be next. So we get some nice rendering artwork on the front. We get to see Ratchet in here. Same artwork on the side. I think this might be artwork from like the design, like the original concept art. On the side, we get this game pad looking emblem, get a bigger picture of Ratchet and UPC if you need that. And then we get to see both of his modes, and he does come with a couple different weapons. All right, so let's get him open. Okay, so he's got booklet, little legal sheet. He's got this backdrop that looks really nice. This is like his lab scene when you first get introduced to him in War for Cybertron. That's looking pretty nice. And then here he is on the card. He's got these two weapons. He's got this thing. I guess this is the other end of his axe, and nothing else on the back. So let's go ahead and open them up. Okay. And I'm going to see if he needs to be fixed up at all. I think he's pretty much good to go. Okay, so he's got some cool weapons. So he's got this, we'll call it a gun. I can't remember what this did in the game. Um, it's interesting that this does turn and spin, so that's kind of cool. He can hold it as a gun, and I believe, yeah, they kept the feature where this can like basically become his arm. In the game, their weapons would transform from their arms, like the live action movies. When they did this for the first wave of Gamerverse, some people kind of complained about it, and they started making the weapons dual purpose. So I think that's cool. I personally don't like the arm turns into cannon type thing, so I think that's nice. And then he's got this axe, and it comes apart mainly so that you can get it into his hand. It is pretty tight. Doesn't really want to go in there, but there's this section where it's thinner. You basically need to get it to there, and then push this back on top, and then he's got his axe. So that's kind of cool. So this figure is very much its game design. It was pretty unique for its time, other than his head looking kind of sort of like Ratchet. He's not very Ratchet like. Um, Even in his alt mode looks a little weird. I will say also that there is something weird about his feet. I want to make sure that nothing needs to be untabbed. That's probably going to help a little bit. He's got this the feet kind of feel like they want to bring him backwards. I don't know what it is, but yeah, something I think like looking at it from the front, you see like this kind of beveled design in the back, and it makes you think the feet need to come forward more to be straight, but they don't. So it's just a little design thing, I guess. He does have a bit of a backpack. It's not the worst thing ever, but not really much you can do to minimize it. It's just kind of built into the design of this guy. And it does peg into, so there's a whole thing with that. So this looks pretty cool. So comparison to Optimus, he's a little smaller than Optimus. By the way, this one has some upgrade parts, but the size hasn't been altered at all. So he looks pretty appropriate next to Optimus. And then I have always wanted to do this to be able to see these guys side by side, but here is Bumblebee movie Ratchet. Minus the size difference, there is some similarity. I guess not really. Now that I look at these guys together, they are a little different from each other, but I think whoever designed this had some inspiration from this game, like the way the forearms are kind of big and bulky, the way the legs are kind of designed. There's some similar design looks to them. So that's interesting. Okay, and let's get him into vehicle mode and take a look at that real quick. Okay, normally I don't show transformation videos, but the instructions are kind of hard to read and see when it comes to dealing with these shoulder pieces. So they start off like this. They're kind of like covers. And you basically need to get them all the way to the back, and then this arm needs to basically fold in. This piece will be below all this. So you basically need to work the flat part, really the front part of the shoulders, so that this dark piece goes on top. And then once you do it, it's like, oh yeah, this fits in this little cavity perfectly. So I just wanted to show that because I had the hardest time trying to figure out what is happening with this part. Like it just doesn't have a place to go. But once you realize what's happening, it works pretty well. And then everything else just kind of falls into place at this point. And there's a lot of tabbing to get it secure. Tabbing in quite a few places. Almost feels like a live action vehicle mode with all the different tabs that have to get pushed in to make it work. There we go. Okay, this side, I'm probably got something that's not aligned correctly, but for the most part, that is it. It's almost like a bigger version of Bumblebee. Um, I did play this game. It's been such a long time, and when you're the character, like you see the vehicle like this, your first person. I don't really remember what this looked like from the front, but this, this is basically it. And then let's see, there is a slot here, and there's kind of like these two pieces that form a slot on top. We got it lined up correctly, and then you basically can put that there, I believe. Maybe not. Yeah, this doesn't quite want to fit in here. Oh, I had that wrong. You would think this fits on top, but it doesn't. So they basically this slot will go on this, I believe. One of these will. Oh, okay, I see. So it's these two slots on these two slots. All right. And then the gun just stores in the back. So there's two little clips, two little holes, and he stores back there. This is a little weird. I wish they designed something so this would fill in the top because if I remember correctly, they had guns that came out while they were in vehicle mode. I can't remember. This thing came out like in 2007, the original video game, something like that. So, nevertheless, this is cool. At least there is storage, but having it like this just looks weird. I probably wouldn't display it this way and probably would just display it like that in vehicle mode. So that's the review. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And actually, I had that wrong. So this kind of points forward. I guess kind of makes it look like a cannon. So that's a little bit better. I don't know if I would display it this way, but at least there is some nice, decent weapon storage on here. So that is the review. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, tune into more videos coming up. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you.